Championship Sunday on ACC Network Extra from Raleigh, North Carolina. That's right, it's the 2021 ACC Wrestling Championship all-day coverage, and that trophy is on the line. It will belong to one of 6 ACC teams. A full schedule today from Reynolds Coliseum. We start with the first round at 11 a.m. At 1 o'clock, we bring you the semifinals to find out who will make the championship match. 3:30, we got the Consolations semifinals. 5 o'clock, the Consolation finals. Then at 7 o'clock, we sit back, we kick back to see the 10 champions from the Atlantic Coast Conference. And hello, everybody. I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with Ryan Tice. He wrestled at NC State. He writes about wrestling. He talks about wrestling. For you, Ryan Tice, this is a dream day.
Absolutely. Every wrestler looks forward to the postseason. It's the best part of the year. Everyone's 0-0. Anybody in the bracket can come out and win if they put it together. I cannot wait for today.
Everybody's 0-0, but when we look back at the regular season standings, that matchup this year between Virginia Tech and NC State, definitely the best matchup of the year, any conference.
No doubt about it. I don't think that's any ACC bias coming through. It was so close. It not only was a one-point match, it came down the criteria. It came down to the third criteria, and there was only a 1-point difference in the individual match scores.
2 weight classes that Ryan Tice has picked out will start at 165.
Yeah, 165 pounds. When we talked to the ACC coaches this week, every one of them mentioned that this was one to look forward to. You look at the latest NCAA coaches rankings, 5 of the ACC 6 are ranked in the top 17.
And a quick look at 141.
It's the same thing there. Everybody in this bracket is capable of winning. They've taken turns beating each other. And again, you look at that NCAA coaches rankings, 5 of the ACC 6 were ranked in the top 22. I cannot wait for this one. Anybody could win it.
Tariq Wilson needs to win this one at home. ACC loaded with big-time wrestlers that could not only win ACC championships, but they could win NCAA championships. Mekhi Lewis has already done it. Everybody says Austin O'Connor will do it. How about the other 3?
Yeah, the other 3 got a great chance to do it as well. Hayden Hidley's been in the NCAA championship match before. And then the 2 guys on the far right side, Hunter Bolin, Trent Hidley, we will probably see them match up in the ACC finals tonight, and that could be an NCAA championship match preview.
Earlier, we showed you the trophy that somebody will have. For the most part, that trophy has belonged to either NC State or Virginia Tech, short of 2015 when the Cavaliers.
133, headlined by Mickey Philippi, the top seed. Corbin Myers has been sensational. He earns the first round bye, the 2 seed. We'll have Virginia and NC State. It's Louis Hayes, Jarrett Trombley.
Sean, I wonder if we're going to get that 1 o'clock start time. That first match was 25 minutes.
Not pacing too well for that. This should be a good one. Trombley, the redshirt sophomore, he was an NCAA qualifier last year, his first year in the Wolfpack lineup. He's been battling Ryan Jack, a freshman, in this weight for Pat Popolizio and the pack. Louis Hayes is a battle-tested veteran, the redshirt senior, Orland Park, Illinois. I think a lot of people forget Louis Hayes was an NCAA quarterfinalist early in his career in 2018.
He made it to the round before an All-American, and he lost, but he shows that he has the grit. And one of the things Trombley did early is Louis Hayes comes with an underhook, but Trombley did a good job of putting the head position on the side of the underhook, because Louis Hayes will get an underhook and try and throw by, but good job by Trombley to really get his head on the side of the underhook.
Hayes working off the Russian tie, has the 2 hands on the right arm, gives up on that, tried to switch to the head, goes right back to the right arm of Trombley. A little more than a minute into this opening period. Good job by Trombley to clear his arm.
Trombley's got to watch himself right there. That was a half shot, but he didn't really commit, and it was extended a little bit. Once again, look at that head position by Trumbley. Head position where the underhook is. That's exactly where he wants to be. He's got to make sure he has head position. Good duck to a bear hug.
Hayes had the body lock, did not pursue it, still has the underhook dig in. Now a duck under attempt by Trombley, fended off by Hayes. Hayes will try to control that head, spin around, still has that front headlock operating. He's put a lot of pressure on Trombley in this first period.
And that's one thing Trombley has to do is withstand the pressure of Louis Hayes. He's going to keep coming with that underhook.
Trombley just can't get free of these tie-ups, can he?
Louis Hayes was a Fargo national champion, so he has good positioning.
Back to the 2-on-1. Went hunting for a leg, nothing to be found. First period winding down, an opening 3 minutes that certainly had Louis Hayes getting to his ties.
And Louis Hayes is not going to stop trying to get the ties, and Trombley has to stay disciplined and make sure he has head position.
Hayes, a two-time NCAA qualifier, made it last year, placed third in these ACC championships. He had a real tough 2019 season. He was bouncing around weights between 25 and 33. He was able to put the frustration of 19 behind him a year ago and has followed up with a good redshirt senior year. Trombley's away with a quick escape, 1-0 NC State.
Trombley's being very patient here now. With his patience, he's still got to show some offense because right now it appears from the optics that Louis Hayes is the more aggressor. And you want to make sure that you keep the referee off your back. So Trombley, by being patient, is right to do, but he needs to take some shots here, just open up.
Speaking of shots, it was Hayes who launched again off that tie, the 2-on-1. Into the waterfall position goes Trombley. Hayes trying to come through the back and split the legs.
Split legs is trying to put the ankle on the mat and step over the ankle. Good job by Trombley to tie up Hayes. Hayes is going to try and put pressure on the back and neck of Trombley to perhaps get a danger call. But Trombley's doing a good job of tying up Hayes. Just trying to feel. As long as they keep moving, there's not going to be a stalemate. But once the official feels that no action can be improved upon, got the stalemate. Just optics. Trombley's got to do a little more offense just to keep the official off of him, because right now Louis Hayes is the aggressor.
What does Hayes need to do? He's getting to that 2-on-1. Clearly he's comfortable with that. What's he need to do to equate that to 2?
He's got to double up on his shots. He's pushing in and taking one shot. He's got to do bam, bam, 2 shots. Because right now he's just pushing and pulling and getting one shot. He needs to double up on his offense here. Trombley comes in for his own underhook.
Yeah, I saw that. He took a page out of the Louis Hayes playbook there, digging in his left arm. But time will run out, and we go to the third. 1-0 Trombley. Jarrett Trombley, an NCAA qualifier in his first year in the lineup. He actually was seeded 27th, had the NCAAs taken place. Placed 4th at the ACC championships. He was a 4-time state champion in Michigan. Lake Fenton High School, went 194-1 in his career, and his only loss came as a freshman by 1 point. The 23rd wrestler in the history of Michigan to win 4 state titles. Hayes is away. We start over, tied at 1.
Good job by Trombley with the head position, but now Louis has double underhooks, so now he can go either way, but he gets out of that.
Back to control of the head for Louis Hayes. Two wrestlers disengage. Hayes controlling the mat. You see his back to the center. Trombley trying to clear that clear the arm out.
Good half shot by Trombley just to keep the referee off of him.
Trip attempt. Now into the lock again. He's got the bear hug, and he will take Trombley down. Hayes finally gets the takedown for Virginia.
Went right to it. Remember, in the first period, he had the same scenario. He had to underhook and dipped his head to the other side and locked up a bear hug. Went right back to it and got it. Now, Trump is not out of this match. It's only 3-1. Here he is. He has an underhook, steps, and he ducks the other side. So, boom. Wow. And goes right to the small of the back and drives through. Trump's got to move. He's got to do some chain wrestling here.
Tried the Granby.
Behind.
Good mat return. Hayes riding. You see the energy level picking up. A burst from Trombley underneath. He knows it's now or never.
Now you would say, why didn't he just let him out? No. You got to be able to ride someone, especially when you get to the NCAA championships. You want to be able to hold your opponent to the mat. Nice, tough win by two tough wrestlers. Good win by Louis Hayes. Patience, had the underhook, ducked to the other side, and he has his former teammate and two-time returning champion Mickey Philippi next round.
Virginia, 2 for 2. The Cavaliers with a balanced squad up and down the lineup. A pretty familiar setting if you're a Cavalier to their 2016 championship run in the conference, in which they crowned only one champion. Louis Hayes will try to knock off Mickey Philippi, something that has not been done in the ACC championships before by anybody. And Joe Heilman and Corbin Myers. Heilman able to beat the youngster Drake Doolittle of Duke. That's your
now to 149 as Courtney gets his arm raised in the air. Austin O'Connor, the #1 seed that many people think can win it. We will have Ed Scott, the #3 seed from NC State, and Mick Burnett, the #6 seed from Pitt. And of course, Ed Scott, just a freshman, right?
Yeah, a true freshman at that. A guy that NC State wasn't necessarily expecting to be in the lineup this year. They actually thought he would be a 157-pounder, but short season and free eligibility, give the true freshman a chance. He's taken that spot for NC State and run with it.
4-4 on the season, 3-4, 2-3 in the ACC. Those are the numbers on the freshman, your #3 seed, Scott. Meanwhile, for Pitt at 149, Mick Burnett, fellow freshman, 1-3, 0-1, only wrestled in one duel this year as he lost to the #2 seed, Bryce Andonian, who will await the winner of this match, in fact, Ryan.
No doubt about it. And you see Mick Burnett, he's a guy we're not super familiar with, only wrestled in one duel like you mentioned, Dean, but he comes out and gets a takedown immediately for that 2-1 lead. I think we might have had a little eye poke. And right away, Mick Burnett says, you might not know me, but here is a little jump action. Let me get those 2 points.
We got a good one here, 2-1, Burnett on top. Burnett from Elyria, Ohio, Elyria High School. Not too far from where I grew up, actually.
You saw Ed Scott digging those underhooks early. That's one thing Mick Burnett is going to have to look out for here. Ed Scott is capable of hitting big moves. He loves to hit big moves, and I would be very cautious tying up with him like that.
Pitt last year with 3 ACC champions. Of course, Filippi has won it in 19 and 20. In 19, he was the most outstanding wrestler. So in the last 2 years, 5 ACC champions coming from Pitt. Pitt made some noise last year.
I think they surprised everybody when they placed second at the ACC championships. Not many people were expecting that, but they had so many top-end guys. They tied for the league high with 3 individual champions.
There is something about wrestling at home as well, right, Ryan?
100%. You get to stay in your own bed. You're comfortable. You know where everything's at. You know where you can go get a drink of water. I mean, it is a huge advantage, no question about that.
All right, because you know NC State so well, you wrestled there. What do we need to see more of from Scott right now?
Well, the thing with Ed Scott is the coaches mentioned they were giving him too much of a scouting report and worrying about what other guys did too much early in the season. Against Duke, when Ed Scott had his biggest win of the year over Josh Finesilver, Pat Popolizio said, we didn't say anything to him before the match. We told him to just cut it loose and go wrestle your match. He went out there and hit a headlock, and that was the difference in that one. Ed Scott starting the second period on bottom and out immediately to tie things up.
The match now tied at 2 with the wrestling in neutral after an early second period escape. For NC State's Ed Scott, it is matched with Mick Burnett of Pitt.
How about Coach Pop, Pat Popolizio for NC State? What a job he's done. I called him the godfather now of coaches. He and Braden Holloway, the swimming coach, they are revered on campus, both those coaches, as you see the shot right there.
2 of the best coaches in their respective sports in the country. I think other coaches would be doing a disservice to themselves if they didn't go to Popolizio and Braden Holloway for advice. Those guys have proven that they can build programs and win NCAA trophies.
Even with that stature, though, Coach Pop, as he's known by, is still pretty humble. He says he likes to stay low-key and below the radar, right?
No doubt about it. He says he's not the most outgoing guy, but anytime any coaches on campus come to him, he's willing to talk training and give them advice.
You see Scott trying to get something going here. The freshman from NC State, your number 3 seed.
And he was looking for a big move on the edge there. And Mick Burnett looked like he was willing to try and see who could throw who. They went out of bounds, though.
Like to remind everybody that 3 from the 149 bracket will make the NCAA tournament. There can be more, of course. You can get selected after the fact, but 3 guaranteed to get into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, you never want to rely on those wild cards because nothing is guaranteed outside of those automatic bids.
Final 10 seconds here in the second. Scott from NC State, your number 3 seed with 2. Burnett from Pitt, your number 6 seed with 2. So we'll go to the third and final round. Will Scott release early, or will he try to wrestle and get some points here? What's the game plan?
I would expect them to come up back neutral pretty soon and Ed Scott to look for a takedown, because if Burnett gets an escape and there's not a lot of time left, it's tough for Scott to get a takedown in a short time. But he is looking like he wants to ride right now. We'll see how that develops. Burnett comes up, Camacho singles and doubles him off to stay on top, and they go out of bounds. Scott, at this point, is probably going to try to get over a minute of riding time because he's been on top for 24 seconds.
Every match is important for NC State if they want to win an ACC title at home. And by the way, if they do win the ACC title, they'll stand all alone. At the moment, they're tied with North Carolina with 17 each. The Wolfpack will take over the ACC lead among current schools with the most team titles if they can get to 18. And, of course, it'll mean even more being at Reynolds.
No doubt about that. It's always good to win at home.
It's Coach Gavin that you can almost see. There he is. Leans right into our ACC Network extra screen.
Great job on top by Ed Scott. Every time Burnett gets up to his feet, Scott has a mat return answer. You see right now he's up to 55 seconds of riding time. If he gets that over a minute, he'll get a point at the end of the match. And if he rides him out, that'll be the difference in this one.
There you see it right there. Great job, Ryan.
Nice back trip there from Ed Scott. I've been very impressed by him on top today because this is not a position we've seen him a lot in this year, and he is doing a phenomenal job riding his opponent.
Well, and he answered the question on whether he was going to release Burnett or not. Instead went with the riding time. Now all he has to do, right, Ryan, is hang on for about 13 more seconds.
That's right.
So this is huge. Final seconds. Burnett makes a move. Can he spin around? And tapped. I do not believe that Burnett was able to get the point. So, yep, there's the riding time. You called it, Ryan Tice. Big win for NC State and the youngster.
Very impressive win, and here's why, Dean. Mick Burnett came out on fire. He hit a takedown in the first 10 seconds or so of the match. Ed Scott is still able to dig his way out of that hole. 2 escapes, and the riding time point at the end is the difference. 3-2 win for Ed Scott.
We're going to show you the 157 bracket, but Ryan Tice and myself, Dean Linke at Mat 2, because of the bye, beautiful inside the Reynolds Coliseum. Wish we were there. We're coming to you from the Murphy Media Center where NC State plays football, but the 165 bracket. And guess what, Ryan? We have Kennedy Monday, the number 4 seed, and Thomas Bullard, the number 5 seed from NC State. They had a controversial match in the regular season. Monday immediately shoots out, but try to tell everybody what took place in the regular season.
Yeah, you mentioned the controversy. It doesn't get any more controversial than that one. We had a coach's challenge. They put almost a minute back on the clock. Kennedy Monday went from looking like he was going to lose it to turning it around and winning in the duel. This is the best match of the first round in this entire tournament.
Kennedy Monday, famous for just so many close ACC matches. There are times where Monday looks like he can beat everybody in the world, and then there are other times it looks like where anybody can beat him. How do you explain that?
Well, I couldn't have put it any better myself, Dean. Kennedy Monday can wrestle with anybody in neutral. You can see he is phenomenal at leg attacks. We saw it early here. Thomas Bullard's one of the best scramblers in the country, and Monday was able to finish immediately.
Of course, Kennedy Monday, already a 2-time NCAA qualifier, did it at 165 in 2020, did it at 157 in 2018.
And during that 2018 season, he lost in the blood round. 1 win away from All-America honors. Has not been able to climb that podium yet, but I think Coleman Scott and his staff are very confident in his ability to get it done this year.
mentioned that controversial regular season match that went to Monday. Of course, Monday, a famous wrestling family. His father, Kenny, is a U.S. Olympic gold medalist. He's got a brother, Quincy, who's a standout wrestler for Princeton. No season this year in the Ivies. And as you said earlier, Kennedy Monday a few years ago getting to the blood round. And it's one of those stories where either one of these wrestlers, if they can get hot, they can make a deep run in this tournament and then, of course, also in the NCAAs.
Yeah, this entire bracket for the ACC is full of guys who are All-America candidates and guys capable of climbing that podium at the end of the year. Now, Thomas Bullard's best position is on top. You see him working that here. He's going to be looking for a turn. This is not a guy that will be looking to cut Kennedy Monday. He's going to be looking for a turn on top. He loves to go to that power half.
I like the shot of the eyes there a moment ago by Bullard. Josh Monk producing. Chad Lampman directing. Great crew as always.
Nice job by Monday getting right up to his feet. Looking to create a scramble here.
Gets his body around. He's got Bullard in trouble for a moment, but 2 more points for Monday, who takes the lead. We knew this one was going to be a good one. They met in the regular season. As you see, Kennedy Monday, the redshirt senior, defeated 4 ranked opponents last season. Struggled at the ACC championships in Pitt. Wants to amend that this time around, right?
That's what he's looking to do. He is certainly talented enough to do so, and we'll see how he looks this postseason, but he's off to a great start. Getting off bottom and reversing Thomas Bullard is not something many can do, and Kennedy Monday was able to do it in the first period.
Of course, another Bullard, as there's a lot of brothers, particularly with NC State, was one of 4 NC State wrestlers that went undefeated. We're talking about the redshirt senior Daniel Bullard at 174. Slim lead right here, and last 30 seconds we really haven't seen a shot from either one of these, Bullard or Monday, Ryan.
Yeah, I was impressed with how open they seem to be in the first period. Lots of points for this particular matchup there, and that's a deep shot from Kennedy Monday. Bullard likes to go to those scrambles, but Monday is in a good position to finish here if he can get Bullard off of that leg.
Now Bullard, if he can get his leg released. No, he can't Monday with that power. He's so long and lean, right?
100%. That is the Kennedy Monday scouting report. Long, lean, and so good in neutral when he attacks. Here's that reversal I was talking about. I've seen every match of Thomas Bullard's over the last 5 years. Have not seen him get reversed very often. Great job by Monday rolling through, getting his 2 points with not a lot of time left.
Yeah, great job controlling that long, lanky body on that reversal. I think you're right. I don't think Bullard was expecting that. Bullard making his 4th appearance at the ACC Championship, was at 157 as a freshman in 17, and after a redshirt season was at 165 the last 2 years. He's gone 4-4 combined the previous 3 seasons in the ACC Championships.
Thomas Bullard was hit for stalling there. No takedown points, but that is something to watch for. That could play a role as we get later in this match. These guys look content to just go end this period with Monday leading 4-3.
So there's Thomas Bullard, a second-team All-American, 3 straight 20-win seasons, and a 3-time NCAA qualifier. And as you mentioned, 165. At the moment, they're saying only 3. However, we can now tell you, right, that Lewis, former national champion, is not expected to participate, but he's wrestled enough where he will definitely get a wild card, right?
Yeah, you can't not have a former national champion get a wild card. And, I mean, really, it's criminal that this weight class only got 3 automatic bids with the amount of depth it has. You look at the coaches poll, 5 of these ACC's 6 are in the top 17 nationally.
Wow, look at the action going on right now, though. Bullard was free for a moment, and then Monday snapped right back. These final almost 90 seconds, I mean, riding time's not a factor. It's going to be exciting.
No doubt about it. I cannot wait to see how this one ends. Kennedy Monday in great position, though, right now. 6-4 Monday, there we go. Just wanted to make sure everyone knew.
(6-5) as Monday releases Bullard, but that was part of the reason why Ryan Tice said Monday was in good position, because he got those 2 points right before that last stalemate. So here we go, 60 seconds left. Bullard. One thing about Bullard, from what I've seen this year, he's got great stamina, so he'll have something left in the tank even in the final seconds, correct?
Yeah, and that's always the question mark about Kennedy Monday. Can he wrestle in the 3rd period like he does in the 1st period? We'll have to, that's going to be put to the test here.
Because that's not a question about Bullard, in my opinion. He can wrestle all 3, right?
Yeah, he can wrestle all 3 and then some. He's got stamina, he's got the gas tank, but he's got to find a way to get to legs and secure a takedown here.
Just a 1-point lead. Monday, Bullard, that controversial finish in the regular season. Monday trying to hang on, definitely dodging a shot from Bullard. Final seconds counting down, and it will be Kennedy Monday, the number 4 seed, advancing and totally flipping the switch on his performance from a year ago in the ACC championships.
Kennedy Monday looked great in that match. There's no other way to say it. That is a tough matchup for Kennedy Monday. He was able to get it done, and the key, Dean, was that reversal he scored in the 1st period. Most guys don't even get off bottom on Thomas Bullard. He was able to reverse it around and score 2.
We move to 197, the number 1 seed from Pitt, Nino Bonacorsi. One of those wrestlers, feels like he's been around forever. Jay Aiello is the 2nd seed. The match we'll have is Nick Renan, the 4 seed from NC State, and Andy Smith, the 5 seed from Virginia Tech. Another 4 versus 5, and these have been good in almost every weight class.
Yeah, you expect that out of the 4-5s. Those guys are right next to each other in the rankings. They have, these 4-5 matches have not disappointed, and I'm excited for this one because both of these teams had different guys wrestling at 197 throughout the year. Nick Renan and Isaac Trumbull split it for the Wolfpack. Andy Smith split it throughout the year with Stan Smeltzer. These 2 guys get the call in the postseason. We'll see what they can do.
All right, so tell me why Renan was able to take care of Trumbull, because Trumbull is one of those guys that during the season I reached out to you because you know all about NC State, and I'm like, wow, I'm impressed with Trumbull, but here it is, Renan.
Yeah, this is what it comes down to. There's no politics in wrestling. If you got 2 guys competing for a spot, you wrestle them off. Nick Renan beat Isaac Trumbull for the spot. It's as simple as that.
There you go. That works for me. Andy Smith, 4-4, still looking for an ACC victory. He was 0 for 3 in ACC duels. He did wrestle in the Southeast Open, the Patriot Open, and the Appalachian Open at heavyweight last year. So how about that? He was obviously a light heavy, of course, right?
Yeah, you not usually see a guy move down in weight, but he was able to do so. And Nick Reenan's a guy that, like I said, he split that spot, but Pat Popolizio and his staff are very confident in him going to the postseason. There have been flashes during his career when he's proven to be one of the best in the country, and that's nationally, NCAA or post-collegiate guys.
Reenan, single leg. Smith has Reenan's head down, and there it is. Reenan with the first two.
And Reenan going to the legs. He's a Greco guy. He likes to go upper body, but if Nick Reenan has his leg shots working, that changes everything.
Reenan knows what it takes to make the NCAAs. He's a two-time NCAA qualifier in 2017 at 174, and then in 2019 as a redshirt sophomore at 184, earning the number 7 overall seed. So it's not like Nick Reenan just magically appeared. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, his career's been derailed a little bit by injuries. He wrestled through a torn ACL back in that 2019 season, but the Wolfpack needed him. They mathematically would not have won the 2019 ACC title without his contributions.
2-0, Reenan on top. Less than a minute remaining in the first. Reenan, a redshirt senior from Dallas, Texas, Wyoming Seminary Prep. It's 2-1 now, of course, as you saw the point there for Smith. You mentioned those injuries. Because of those, Reenan forced to miss last year's ACC championship. This is his third appearance at the ACCs, but the first since 2019, and he's got just that 1-point lead over Smith. Smith. Reenan going to try to just hang on to his head here for the final 9 seconds. You know the coaches are telling him how much time. He's looking right for how much time, right?
Oh yeah, he knows. He's got it in his head. He knew he just needed to tie his opponent up to prevent that finish. Good start for Nick Reenan, striking with a takedown early.
Andy Smith, just a freshman. This is his first go-through. He's from Christiansburg, Virginia. As you see, Jared Trumbull at 197, actually ranked, but not wrestling in the ACCs.
Pat Popolizio felt like he needed to give Nick Reenan a chance in a wrestle-off, and he won it. And that makes the decision pretty easy.
That tells me, though, the story, though, of what Coach Pop is doing here at NC State. He is building depth, and he is building a team that can contend for championships every single year.
Yeah, and Isaac Trumbull was a guy they expected to redshirt this year, but when the NCAA came out and said, hey, it's a free year of eligibility, they gave him a shot, and he came out there, and he's the only guy in the ACC this year to beat the number 1 seed, Nino Bonacorsi. So they rode the hot hand for a while, but Nick Reenan asked for a wrestle-off. Pat Popolizio gave it to him, and he took advantage.
It's a pretty big story. See the riding time over the minute mark. We're tied at 2s. Andy Smith from Christiansburg, Virginia, majoring in geography. Wrestled for Virginia Elite for Coach Cliff Warden. 5-time All-American and a state champ, as so many of these wrestlers are multiple state champs right at the high school level.
Yeah, and Christiansburg is one of the best high school wrestling programs, not only in the state of Virginia, but nationally. Very storied tradition there, and this is just the latest guy to come out.
Is there anything you've seen through almost 2 here that gives an edge to either one? I have not seen anything to give anybody an edge, but what do you think, Ryan?
The one thing to watch here is that riding time. It's going to be key for Andy Smith to ride Nick Renan for at least 6 seconds to erase that riding time, because otherwise Renan escapes and it's a 2-point advantage.
We'll have a chance to do that as Renan will start down for the final period. And
caution against Renan. A little bit of an early start there.
It's interesting, they took 2 seconds off that riding time.
Yeah, they'll need to get that fixed before they start, because the clock should also be at 2 minutes. So I think that's what the referee's waiting on right now.
Good shot of Renan. 20-13, 2017, 16-6 19, 5-5 in 2020, 5-1 this year.
Granby attempt there from Renan early, and Smith did a good job of staying behind and staying in control. There it is. He's erased that riding time.
But Renan got that a point, so Smith still has some work to do here.
This is Renan's specialty when he starts working those underhooks. He's also got a slick little slide by he likes to go upper body with. I'm sure Andy Smith has all that scouted out, though.
Of course, anytime during today's wrestling here, as we work toward crowning a team and 10 individual champions, anytime, Ryan Tice, we see NC State against Virginia Tech, we'll think about that regular season matchup, and it'll only be heightened here as they try to win an ACC title, where short of 2015, the last 8 to 10 years has been one of these two teams winning that team title.
Yeah, and on paper, I would say they are the two favored teams to be 1 and 2. So anytime they match up is going to be huge for team scores in this tournament.
Remember, we'll be back here at 1 o'clock as well. We still have the heavyweight, but just reminding you, when we do come back, we'll update you on the team standings, as it is a moving target, of course. 2-mat coverage on ACC Network Extra. Sean and Rock starting out over on mat 1. Dean and Ryan here on mat 2 with the score 3-2. Renan on top. Riding time not in play at the moment.
Yeah, and Renan got hit for stalling there, just his first. Probably not enough time to hit him for a second, so he just needs to hang on here.
Thrown down there. Renan gets the nod, and Renan gets the win. A slim one. Renan 3, Smith 2. NC State. Renan will now face Nino Bonacorsi in the semifinals at 197.
Welcome back to the starting lineup, Nick Renan. He comes out, scores a victory in the first round. He moves on to the semifinals. He will take on, like you mentioned, Dean, the #1 seed, Nino Bonacorsi.
Semifinals coming up at the top of the hour. The pursuit for the ACC championship continues from Reynolds in a moment.
And our coverage of the 2021 ACC Wrestling Championships rolls on. It's time for the Consolations semifinals from Reynolds Coliseum in Raleigh, North Carolina. Alongside former Wolfpack wrestler Ryan Tice, I'm Dean Linke, and we take a look at the standings. Ryan Tice, your alma mater at 62.5, trying to win another ACC championship.
Yeah, we knew coming in that Mekhi Lewis being out for the Hokies was going to shake things up and give NC State a little wider margin for error. I think that's what's happened so far. And you see that there. I thought it would be close for second place between Virginia Tech, UNC, and Virginia, and that's what we're seeing as well for second.
All right, let's take a look at the 133 Consolation semifinals. Remind you that at 133, 4 wrestlers get in. So this is for a ticket to St. Louis right now, right here, as number 5, Jared Trombley, will take on the number 3 seed, Joe Heilman.
You're exactly right, Dean. Each winner of these Consolation semifinals is going to St. Louis. This one is huge.
How did Heilman get here? Well, he had a tech fall of Drake Doolittle and then lost to Corbin Myers 10-3. And how did Trombley get here? Well, he lost to Louis Hayes 4-1, and that's why they meet now. So Trombley's been waiting a little bit. Heilman has wrestled twice.
And don't be fooled by that 5 next to Jarrett Trombley's name. This guy is for real. He was an NCAA qualifier last year, and he even beat Joe Heilman in a open tournament early in the season last year.
Jared Trombley, the 5 seed. He's from Michigan, went to Lake Fenton High School. 20-9 last year, 7-2 this year. His 2 losses coming against Pitt and Virginia Tech.
Saw the referee starting to make a danger count, and then Trombley comes through, finishes the takedown, gets his 2 points.
So Trombley with the 2-0 lead.
You see the ref started to make the danger count. Heilman kind of had to bail out, and that allowed Trombley to get the finish.
Jared Trombley split time in the PAX lineup at 133 this year with freshman Ryan Jack. Both went 1 and 2 in the ACC duels, but he downed Jack in a wrestle-off after the last duel. Wrestle-off's part of the story for the Wolfpack as they go for another ACC title.
Yeah, they had 2 guys who split the starting spots, throughout the season. Also Nick Reenan and Isaac Trumbull at 197. Both had wrestle-offs. Trombley and Reenan are representing the Wolfpack today by way of their wins in the wrestle-offs.
It's worth reminding everybody as we started these Consolation semifinals, NC State is in first place. If they can hang on and win an ACC title, they will have 18, 1 north of North Carolina at 17, and they'd be all alone among current ACC teams. Of course, Maryland was pretty good. They won 24 from 1954 to 2014 before jumping conferences.
They would also be the first ACC team to win 3 tournaments in a row since North Carolina won 4 from 1997 to 2000.
We can tell you that we finally got our first fall of the day over on mat 1 as Louis Hayes was able to flatten down Doolittle and get a win. So that means that Hayes is going back to the NCAAs.
Yeah, he is. He has punched his ticket to St. Louis already. I know Steve Garland expected that to be the outcome with Louis Hayes. Very confident in his 5th-year senior.
Yeah, I liked what we saw in Hayes earlier today, and certainly congratulations to somebody who has been a part of the program for quite some time.
And he was the one that knocked Trombley down to this consolation bracket. Trombley still alive for that important NCAA bid.
Of course, as we told you earlier, Joe's got 2 brothers that wrestled at UNC, Nick and Troy. Troy was an All-American for the Tar Heels in 2018. 2-1 through 1. Trombley on top. This one far from over. I think this is going to be a tight one right down to the end.
Could not agree with you more, Dean. Looks like Trombley won the toss and chose bottom.
So Heilman starts on top, but down 1. Second period underway. Trombley on top, 2-1. The winner of this will face Louis Hayes in the consolation final. And that'll be more about final seeding for the NCAA tournament. As we mentioned, 4 out of the 6 make it to the NCAA tournament. So the winner of this will also join Louis Hayes, as well as Filippi and Myers in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and I truly think this is a weight class. The ACC's got a case for having 5 NCAA possibilities.
Mark that down and remember that you heard it here on ACC Network Extra from Ryan Tice, usually on point. Does a great job not just talking about wrestling, but also writing about wrestling in multiple outlets. Enjoy your work, by the way, Ryan. You do a great job.
Thank you, Dean. I appreciate that. If you can't tell, I love college wrestling.
Absolutely. It shows. Always good to see you at the ACC Wrestling Championships, and now good to see you with a headset on, my man.
Hey, much appreciated.
2-1 lead for Trombley. 1:21 remaining.
Now, Heilman's done a great job of riding Trombley so far this period. Trombley not able to get a whole lot of separation, but you see right here, trying a Granby, now he's up to his feet, chain wrestling. And Trombley did a good job of putting his hand down, trying to stay in bounds. I think he was looking for the referee to possibly hit Heilman for stalling, and then once Heilman got back in control, he just kind of slid out.
Last year, Trombley fell to Louis Hayes in the consolation finals 3-5. Was able to beat Colin Girardi of Virginia Tech in the semis to make it to the final. So obviously Trombley looking for a rematch in the consolation finals against Louis Hayes.
There was a caution there. I believe it was called against Trombley for an early start. He's trying to knee slide his way up, get into that stand-up position.
There it is. Roll over, and Heilman will work it.
Heilman's doing a phenomenal job of riding this period, following that Granby roll and staying in control, staying underneath the Trombley's arms and following, staying in control.
Well, 14 seconds away from that all-important 60 seconds of riding time, Ryan.
Yeah, and it would also be huge if if Trombley goes underneath to start the period and doesn't get an escape. Heilman 25 seconds away from doing that.
Sometimes 25 seconds can seem like a lifetime, right? When you're trying to ride it out. Let's see.
Exactly.
Right to his feet is Trombley. He's going to need to drop him one more time. And he does. Good work by Heilman. Trombley right back up again and spins out for the point.
Huge. I know he gave up that 1:01 of riding time. That's not a huge deal. He can erase that easily. Very crucial for him to get that escape at the end of the period.
Let's take a look at what's going to take place tonight on ACC Network in the 133 weight class. It'll be a fun matchup as the Pitt superstar won the Outstanding Wrestler a few years ago at Virginia Tech, and he'll take on Virginia Tech's Corbin Myers.
This is a match everybody in the wrestling world cannot wait for. They have not faced off yet this year. I can't wait to see it. Big mat return there from Trombley. Heilman did just get over a minute of riding time at the end of the second period. Trombley has erased that now.
If you're Coleman Scott, your message to Heilman, down 2 and the riding time erased.
You got to find a way to escape here, and then you got to get on your offense immediately. You cannot wait to attack. I think we have a riding time issue right now. That's why we've got a little pause in the action. Looks like they've got everything straightened out.
Heilman up, trying to break that grip, down again.
Trombley doing a good job of making sure he doesn't get hit for stalling. He just nudged him out of bounds when they got close to the edge there. Good job, good awareness. Heilman up to his feet immediately again.
So, Ryan, going back to your sentiment on potentially 5 out of 133, who's that fifth that makes you want to say that? Is it Heilman if he fails to advance here?
Yeah, I would say it's the loser of this match, I think, has a good case for a NCAA wild card bid.
That's
Remember,
right.
Heilman came in as the 3 seed and Trombley the 5.
Okay, that's where I thought your head was. Fair enough. Certainly time still for Heilman to tie this up, but he's got to get up and he's got to be ready to shoot.
In terms of the advantage in this third period.
Heilman gets to his feet so quickly, but not able to get out. Nice little trip there from Trombley to bring him back down.
.47 seconds remaining. Louis Hayes has already won by a fall to know that he is headed to the NCAA championships in St. Louis. Trombley must know that he's 30-some seconds away from also joining Hayes there and also have an opportunity to take on Hayes in the consolation final.
Yeah, what a year for Jared Trombley. You know, splitting the starting spot, and now he's 20 seconds away from punching his ticket to nationals. And it would be really impressive if he's able to ride Joe Heilman out this entire period.
Right?
That's never an easy thing to do.
No. You don't always see that at 133 either.
That is going to be Trombley's second caution of the match, so something to watch for. He'll get dinged a point next time.
On the whistle, straight up is Heilman. Heilman trying to break the claw of Trombley. Trombley must know he's got 5 seconds, and Trombley is going to nationals. Congratulations to the 5 seed Trombley, who will meet Hayes in the consolation final. Hayes the 4 seed, so the 3 seed Joe Heilman, a little bit of disappointment, but Jared Trombley, massive points too for NC State. Maybe not as far as the number, but every win counts for NC State as they're trying to win this ACC title.
Yeah, and the most important thing, punched his ticket to nationals, and him versus Louis Hayes should be a great match. Those guys at the ACCs last year went in the overtime.
Now, finally, Spencer from Virginia and Scott from NC State. Yeah, Josh Feinsilver did get the win at 149. And at 149, 3 qualifiers, so Fine Silver has a chance to make it to the NCAAs. He awaits either Spencer from Virginia or Ed Scott from NC State.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, Dean, but I think this is another weight class where when they hand out wild cards for 149, these ACC guys who finished 4th are going to get a real long look and a possibility to be wrestling in St. Louis.
I think that's fair. Scott from NC State, tell you how he got here. He was able to beat Burnett 3-2 to open things up, then lost to Andonian 11-6. And now he's got Spencer, who fell to Josh Fine Silver 20-6. Spencer's ranked 8th in the NCAA in pins last season with 10 against D1 competition. Shot coming from Scott, and immediate points, and Spencer's in all kinds of trouble here.
Ed Scott loves the big moves. He's trying to end this one early. Nice job by Spencer fighting off his back, but that is an early 6-0 hole to fall in.
How about the freshman from Pennsylvania? If you're wondering what he did against Josh Fine Silver, he beat him on February 12th by a score of 12-6. He also beat Spencer back on January 15th by a major 13-1, and he's got a 6-0 lead.
Nice low single there from Denton Spencer. See what kind of finish he has.
Stalemate, and they'll set it up again, but Spencer is on the board.
Yeah, here's that big opening move. Ed Scott going with the dump right to his opponent's back. 6 points early.
That's how you open up.
Can't ask for a much better start.
So in between those ACC wins over Spencer in the regular season and Fine Silver, he did fall to Kemmerer from Pitt, Austin O'Connor by a major, and Bryce Andonian from Virginia Tech. Andonian, it was 9-5, so respectable.
And a similar result in today's semifinals, Andonian over Scott 11-6. Spencer in deep this time. Scott's looking to sit around. And Scott's scrambling around.
The scramble with Pat Papalizio coaching him up right in front of him. Scott with a 6-1 lead.
And right here, Scott needs to go. There he goes. Go for that crossface and get your 2 with only 16 seconds left in the first period. That's a big one.
8-1, Scott on top of Spencer. We've been talking a lot about the culture for NC State wrestling. Pat Papalizio won 6 ACC titles, 3 in the tournament, 3 in the regular season, 9th season as NC State head coach. I told him on the call, George Kiefer, the men's soccer coach, Jennifer Patrick Swift, the softball coach, they talk a lot about what he's doing and what Braden Holloway's doing with the swimming team.
Yeah, how can you not be impressed by what he's done at NC State, taking them really from the basement of the ACC to an NCAA team trophy.
More early action here from Scott in the second.
Yeah, Scott not resting on his laurels, getting right back to his offense. Spencer going for a big move here.
And he got it. Good call, Ryan.
These guys have had some great scrambles this match. And Denton Spencer's got a lot of ground to make up, so it'll be interesting to see what his philosophy is. Does he look for a turn on top? And that is a deep power half on the right side he's throwing in. Nice job by Scott getting out of trouble there. Still not completely out of trouble as Spencer has both boots in and has Scott stretched out. There he goes, back to that power half on the right side. Looking for a turn here.
He definitely has enough time to make the turn.
And Scott looks like he's done a great job of keeping those power halves out of there, staying out of trouble, not giving up near fall. So Ed Scott chose neutral in the second period. Denton Spencer, however, was the one that took advantage, got the takedown of the period, closing the gap a little bit. And I believe Denton Spencer just chose top when he had choice in the third period. So I would fully expect Spencer to go back to that power half on the right side.
5-point lead for Scott, who finds himself flat right now. Spencer continues to ride, but Spencer, like you said, can't turn Scott, so he's not able to acquire any back points.
Approaching a minute of riding time on top for Spencer, and that would mean he's got the riding time now. If he keeps that and gets a 4-point near fall, that would tie things up.
Got to keep an eye out on the stall too, right, for Scott?
You're exactly right, Dean. Especially when you're stretched out flat on your stomach like Scott is, you always got to be careful of the referee hitting you for stalling.
They're going to restart him. That riding time is in good shape for Spencer, but he's got to make something happen.
Adam Hall doing some coaching there of Ed Scott from the corner. And Scott's got to watch those legs coming in, and looks like Spencer got it in. Scott's got to shake him off now. Quad potted up.
He's got a chance to do it. See if he'll roll him.
Spencer's getting pretty high.
There it is. That'll do it.
Huge. I mean, Denton Spencer was really threatening with that power half a few times. Ed Scott did a great job not getting turned, and then at the end here, he adds on the 2-point reversal.
So that'll mean Josh Feinsilver from Duke will face Scott from NC State, Ed Scott, in that all-important third-place match at 149, where the top three get in.
And that's going to be a revenge match for Feinsilver. Scott hit him with a headlock in the duel, pulled out a 12-6 victory, so that should be a good one for third place.
As they're flying over on mat 1 at 197, you see Max Shaw taking down Andy Smith, and we're going to see Nick Reenan take on Caden Russell. At 197, 3 get automatic spots to nationals. Let's tell you a little bit about how Reenan got here. An impressive win over Smith, 3-2, before falling to Bonacorsi by a score of 8-2. So down he goes. Meanwhile, Russell started off against Max Shaw and lost 12-5. So now Russell will be looking to try to get a rematch with Shaw, and Renan will be looking to earn more points as NC State's hoping to take that trophy home.
And this is going to be a good one. Nick Renan going big off the whistle.
And Russell's in big trouble. That was not even 7 seconds in, and he went big off the whistle. Picks up 4.
Huge 6-0 lead now for Nick Renan. He loves that upper body stuff. And Caden Russell's tying up. This is Renan's wheelhouse. Headlock.
More trouble for Russell.
And he gets the roll through.
Yeah. Rolled right through and got 2.
How wild is this one?
Renan twice with the 4-pointers, 8-3 though. Give Russell credit, it's 10-3 now. And we've not even gone a minute in the first.
They didn't even let you get to their bios, Dean. They just started throwing headlocks and throws.
Impressive start for NC State and Renan.
Yeah, you see that headlock, that lefty headlock. But Caden Russell not stunned, and he rolls Renan through after giving up the 2 points for the takedown and 2 near fall points.
10-3, Renan down. Russell, junior from Cleveland, Ohio, St. Ignatius. Overall record of 25-40 coming in. And Russell and Renan flopping around, rolling over.
Yeah, Russell very close to scoring a tilt there. Renan smartly rolls through and does not give up any back points.
Russell, as you look at his body, you shouldn't be too surprised that the last 2 seasons he was at 184. He's a lean 197 for sure.
So Renan escapes, and I'm honestly not sure what the stop in action is here for. Clock issue possibly?
11-3. I want to thank our crew, producer Josh Monk, who I understand has a birthday coming up, Chad Lampman, Jess Monroe, Sam Harding, Andrew Taylor, Tim Arms, Brian Ware, Cam Neuwirth, Joe McCoy, Solomon Duncan, Billy West, David Freer, alongside Ryan Tice. I'm Dean Linke. What are they looking at here, Ryan?
It's got to be the clock. That's the only thing I can imagine, unless... Okay. They're saying Caden Russell tried a cutback, which is an illegal mat return. If you come off your feet trying to trip the guy back, that is not allowed. It's interesting because it didn't really work, but it looked like that Russell was still going for that. And the ruling is no cutback there, so no illegal move.
Officials were checking the video review to see whether or not there was a cutback. They confirmed by way of the review that did not take place. Score stands 11-3 in favor of Renan of NC State.
And we'll pick right back up where we left off in this one.
A lot of points here in the first.
And Caden Russell of Duke remain a neutral for the time being. Iguana at number 1 at 104 pounds. Greg McCarthy up there, striking first with the takedown. He has a 2-0 lead on Drukes. Vincent Baker.
And Reynolds in on a shot now. Looking to finish on the edge, and Russell out of bounds. What a wild first period that one was, Dean.
Yeah, final seconds counting down. Reynolds, who's had to share time this year, earned his spot under Pat Papalizio in a wrestle-off and is looking to make it to the Consolation Finals at 197. 3 automatic qualifiers at 197.
And Caden Russell really turned his season around with a win over a Wolfpack wrestler. It was not Nick Reynolds, it was Isaac Trumbull in the duel, and he pinned him. Was winless coming in, got his first win of the year in dramatic fashion, and it wasn't a fluke. It was a 44-second pin, where Russell got to his double leg, cradled up his opponent, and pinned him.
A little bit of blood time there for Russell, who will start down here to start the second. He's also down in the match, 11-3. Reynolds on top by 8. Reynolds will release. Russell will cut the lead to 7.
And that's going to be a stalling call against Nick Reynolds. His first of the match. And that was really just due to the pressure Russell applied as soon as he escaped.
Later tonight, Nino Bonacorsi, Jay Aiello, Pittsburgh and Virginia respectively for a 197 ACC championship title. Who do you like in that one as the shot comes from Russell?
That's going to be a good one. Bonacorsi won it in the regular season, but that is a match Jay Aiello is capable of winning. It's one of our best finals matchups of the tournament. I'm not trying to evade your question, Dean, but I would have to go with Bonacorsi if you put me on picking one of them. Russell's got to find a way to get to his offense here. His double leg is his best shot, according to head coach Glenn Lanham. And he's got to find a way to get to that shot.
He does. He had Reynolds staggering just a little bit, but didn't take the time to make the shot. And then Reynolds reset. Now I don't think there's enough time. And so through 2, it's going to be Reynolds from NC State with 11 and Russell from Duke with 4.
Yeah, and Reynolds got choice here. He's going to start on bottom.
That's the matchup we're talking about tonight on ACC Networks. Sean Kenny, Rock Harrison on the call. Nino Bonacorsi, Jay Aiello for the 197 ACC title bout.
2 top 5 guys nationally, Bonacorsi and Aiello.
11-4 in this match against Caden Russell of Duke at 197 pounds. They've come to the end of the second period on mat number 1, wrestling at 180.
I mean, Russell can feel good about the riding time, but Reynolds, with those quick flurry points, is looking pretty comfortable here with just 90 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Russell's going to have to go for a big move here. The problem is you don't really want to go upper body with a guy like Nick Reynolds, a guy that was on a junior world Greco-Roman team. I mean, the upper body stuff is his bread and butter. But Caden Russell's going to have to start piling up points in a hurry.
Speaking of upper body stuff, how about our analyst over on Mat 1 for the Consolation semifinals? Remind everybody who's over there.
Nick Gwizdowski, the two-time NCAA national champ, calling the action with Chris Hooks. And they've had some good ones over on that mat.
Yeah, they're flying along, right?
Yeah, they're about to lap us
Seen
here
some
soon.
pins, yeah.
They took our 84 match.
Yeah, they may try to steal both heavyweight matches.
I believe they've already had one so far. And there's that Nick Renan slide by he's so good with, not able to convert it to points, but
At least Renan showing some activity. As you mentioned earlier, he did get that stall warning.
yeah, and he knows Caden Russell's going to be looking for a big move here. That's Russell's only chance, down 7 and giving up the riding time, so really down 8.
It's going to take a fall now, and that's a whole lot of body in Renan to try to.
There you go,
Oh,
going for the headlock.
Yeah. Can he spin it?
Yeah, Renan's just going to pop out of that, and it looks like I think we're going to have an illegal hold. Penalty point against Russell. That's what one referee indicated. Yep, there it is.
Desperate times, though, right, for Russell.
Yeah, I mean, you got to try something. He knows the situation. He knows he's got to do something that puts Nick Renan on his back and look for the pinfall. And that's what he was going for there. Tried that headlock, not able to use it to score.
Pat Popolizio looking on, knowing Renan's just got to run through these final seconds. Renan almost got himself in a little bit of trouble. Give Russell credit for fighting to the end, but Renan will advance to the 197-pound consolation final.
Yeah, Nick Renan bouncing back from that knee injury that ended his season early last year. He's going to be wrestling for 3rd place and an automatic bid to the NCAA championships against UNC's Max Shaw.
So that'll bring us to our. We're going to take a break. We'll come back for the consolation finals. Coleman Scott looking on with all of you. It's the 2021 ACC Wrestling Championships right here on ACC Network Extra. Back here at Reynolds Coliseum, bringing you the consolation finals. Not messing around at Reynolds Coliseum, Raleigh, North Carolina. It's Louis Hayes from Virginia taking on Trombley from NC State. With Ryan Tice, I'm Dean Linke. And they're already 90 seconds into this one, but no score.
And this should be a great matchup between Jarrett Trombley and Louis Hayes. Two guys who have gone back and forth throughout their careers, pretty evenly matched up.
4 qualifiers out of 133, so both Trombley and Hayes already know they made it to nationals. Now it's about mentality. Sometimes it's about your seed, right? Talk about how you approach this when you know you've already accomplished one part of your mission.
Yeah, with such a short season like we had this year, every result matters for those seeding things. And this is a match that last year we got at the ACC Championships, and it went to tiebreakers before Louis Hayes pulled it out. So this is going to be an important one for these two guys, especially since they didn't get to wrestle in the regular season. That's when Ryan Jack was in the lineup for the Wolfpack.
Louis Hayes, redshirt senior from Orland Park, Illinois, Carl Sandburg High School. Qualifier in 2020, 2018, quarterfinalist at 125. 2018, ACC runner-up at 125. Now doing his work at 133. Let's take a look at the consolation bracket. You see Trombley able to knock off Heilman, and we think Heilman still may be in the picture. And then Louis Hayes getting by Drake Doolittle.
Yeah, Heilman did enough to earn that 3rd seed at the ACC Championships, so gives you an indication of what his resume was viewed as from the coaches. The thing working against him will be he wasn't a starter the whole year for UNC. He split that spot with Jamie Hernandez. So it will be interesting to see how the wild card committee decides it and whether Joe Heilman has a case.
Hayes started his season with 6 straight victories before falling to Myers and Filippi. Then got a win over Doolittle before losing to Heilman and heading into the ACC tournament.
That right there was worst case scenario for Louis Hayes. Not only did he give up the escape, he got hit for stalling right before giving up the escape.
So 1-0, Trombley on top. Last year, NC State had Jacob Camacho at 125 and Hayden Hidley win individual ACC titles.
Hayes close to finishing a takedown here.
Can he get his head free? Can. Great call, Ryan. 2 points for Hayes.
After a scoreless first period, that is a huge takedown.
So Trombley now finds himself down 1. The redshirt sophomore from Michigan, Lake Fenton High School, a qualifier a year ago and a qualifier this year.
And it's interesting, Trombley was just kind of standing there and Hayes has the center of the mat. I mean, I don't know, just interesting, his philosophy there.
Trombley from a family with 5 brothers, and he's the second youngest amongst them. Can you imagine the wrestling going on in that household?
Not at all. And Hayes comes from a huge family as well. I believe Steve Garland said he had maybe 10 brothers and sisters. It was a crazy high number. So these guys are probably used to fighting at the dinner table just to get a meal.
You said we were going to have a good one here. 2-2, Trombley and Hayes. Consolation final, 133.
Hayes up to his feet, and that's going to be a stalling call against Trombley now for not trying to return his opponent to the mat. And there's a mat return. Each guy with 1 stalling call, just a warning at this point, but the next one will be a point.
Huge release there for Hayes, who will take the lead.
These guys split last year. Both of them were close. And it's shaping up to be another one. Nice whizzer from Trombley. Nearly turns it into some offense.
Just too late on the whizzer. Almost got the points. Only 109 remaining.
Yeah, I mean, you see that hard whizzer right there. Gets Hayes to go to his back for a second and goes out of bounds before Trombley can establish control.
So Hayes with a 1-point lead.
Hayes, a 2020 NCAA qualifier. He also qualified and went to the quarterfinals of 2018.
Hayes gets his left arm locked here by Trombley.
It's going to be very similar to that exchange we just had on the edge of the mat, although Hayes is in a little bit better position with that ankle. If he can limp arm out of here, Hayes is in a great spot. And Trombley instead comes back up.
20 seconds remaining. Trombley trying to make his move. Hayes.
Going big.
Yeah, he went huge. Can he get around? He can't.
He knows he's got a short time. He's got to try something here. Hayes trying to hang on.
Trombley went big. I thought he had it, but Hayes able to roll out, and Hayes takes 3rd place. Both Trombley and Hayes, though, we will see in St. Louis. Congratulations to Louis Hayes.
This is one of those matches. It's so close in the conference tournament. They are bound to meet at the NCAA. Sometimes it just happens like that. and they've been close every time they've wrestled, but Hayes able to get it done. And here he was, Trombley going for that big move. Hayes able to wrestle through it, not give up any points. What a finish.
149 consolation final. Josh Feinsilver from Duke taking on Ed Scott from NC State. Only 3 at the moment designated for nationals. So what we are seeing here is a wrestle into the NCAA championships.
You gotta love it when it's not just for a bronze medal, this is for an NCAA bid. Expect the intensity to get ratcheted up.
Stalemate, Feinsilver and Scott.
And Ed Scott is a big move waiting to happen. When these two met in the regular season, it was a Ed Scott headlock that provided much of the difference.
In a 12-6 victory for Scott.
Scott in on a shot though. Head inside single. Feinsilver camping out on top. Draws the stalemate.
It was so fascinating when you think about the 2 sets of twins with the Feinsilvers and how they had to kind of amongst themselves even figure out what weight class they were going to go in, going up and down. And it was really amazing to watch, Ryan Tice, where the Feinsilvers would fit in, because one after another they were coming at you.
Yeah, and they were all bouncing around all different spots in the lineup. This is Josh Feinsilver's 3rd weight class of his college career. Trying to make it the 3rd weight class he's qualified at NCAA's for, but Ed Scott finishes that takedown. Takes a 2-0 lead.
1 point back for Feinsilver. 2-1 Scott on top.
We are continuing to try to work this way out down position for the Tar Heels as McCormick for the Cavaliers leads 5-0.
Shot coming, taking down the right leg of Scott is Feinsilver.
And he is in deep. Ed Scott trying to hang on and force a stalemate call here.
Feinsilver fights through it, rolls over, gets the 2. Now he's got back points coming. Scott's in trouble. Feinsilver. A big move for Feinsilver. Scott finally rolls out of it. How many clicks did he get? He wants to know. Did he get 4? What do you think, Ryan? How many?
Yeah, I think he got all 4. Great takedown to a leg Turk there from Josh Feinsilver. Gets all 4 near fall points. And he is taking control at the end of the first period.
Your number 4 seed, Feinsilver, made that move and then had the power to complete it and then got the back points.
Yeah, you saw Ed Scott trying to drape over top in that waterfall position. Feinsilver finishes and then gets that leg Turk, puts Ed Scott on his back, gets all 4 near fall points, and this one has been broken open.
Without that leg Turk, he does not have the power to get those 4 back points, but he locked it in.
You're exactly right, Dean. And this is another one where Glenn Lanham, the Duke head coach, felt like his wrestler got underseeded. Even though he lost head-to-head to Ed Scott, Lanham still thought Feinsilver deserved the 3rd seed, and we're seeing why right now.
He's in control. In fact, enough control where he could take the time to adjust his headgear while riding Scott.
Yeah, and he is up over a minute of riding time as well right now, creeping in at 1:30.
So Let's see how the freshman Scott responds to the veteran Feinsilver, who you can just plainly say he's seen it all.
Yeah, he's a veteran of the sport, took an Olympic red shirt last year. He's been in these battles. He's been to the NCAA championships twice already, trying to make it a third time.
Scott up.
That was a big time mat return there from Feinsilver.
Feinsilver, a little bit of an unnecessary push there on Scott.
Right here, it looked like Scott was trying to roll out of it as Feinsilver picked him up and just got slammed flat on his back. There's the escape for Scott. Not a ton of time left here in the second period.
Well, and as you mentioned, Scott beating Feinsilver in the regular season 12-6. So not only is there time, he knows that he has the ability to put up points. However, Scott looks somewhat defeated in his body language at the moment.
I wonder if he's still shaken up from when he got slammed on his back, and he didn't want the referee to stop it. He wanted to keep wrestling, and the referee kind of said, no, you're going to get looked at real quick, because right here just gets slammed straight on his back. You got to appreciate the toughness of Ed Scott. But he is a big move guy. He's not out of this one yet. You got to think Josh Feinsilver, after getting caught by Scott in a headlock during the regular season, will be on the lookout for that, though.
So through two, Feinsilver will go down to start the third. Up 4 over Scott. Reminding you that 3 will come out of 149 for Nationals. So Feinsilver finds himself less than 2 minutes away from once again making it to the NCAA championships.
There's a shot from Scott. Trying to suck that leg in. That's tough to finish on a guy like Feinsilver when he's locked in the crotch like that.
Yeah, I've always liked the way Josh Feinsilver handles those shots, handles legs and his upper body. Another quick shot from Feinsilver. He's still going for it here.
Yeah, good defense there from Ed Scott. And I'm not going to lie, I just don't know if he's quite at 100% right now.
No, I agree. He's wobbly. He's got to go 60 more seconds against Feinsilver. Feinsilver dealing with the shot from Scott, but look, anything can happen, but I will say Josh Feinsilver, as he looks to be in trouble, up to this point, he's bringing it, I think.
Yeah, ever since that first takedown from Ed Scott, it's been all Feinsilver. And he was in deep on a shot here. See if he can get the finish, but he's going to need more than just a takedown.
You got 2 there, though. Riding time, though, makes it a 5-point lead.
Yeah, Ed Scott's a big move guy. Let's see if he's got a headlock or something in his back pocket.
Scott might be shot here. Just a good performance from Feinsilver, who can backpedal a little bit here, avoid the shot. And it will be Josh Feinsilver riding out these final seconds. And congratulations to Josh Feinsilver winning the consolation final and earning a ticket to Nationals.
10-5 win for Josh Feinsilver. Gets revenge for that regular season loss. But let's turn the tables real quick. I think Ed Scott's got a very strong case when the NCAA committee hands out those wild cards at 149. Still, that's a big-time performance from Josh Feinsilver.
Good look here at Reynolds Coliseum as we get you set for the consolation final, a rematch that we've seen earlier when Kennedy Monday was able to knock off Thomas Bullard. They'll go at it again at 165. They say only 3. We know Lewis is going to make it 4. I can't imagine an NCAA tournament without each of these athletes right here, but you just never know.
You're right, Dean. Both of these guys very deserving of an NCAA wild card for whichever one loses. Kennedy Monday has beaten Thomas Bullard twice this season, including earlier in this tournament, and he's off to a quick start with that takedown.
Well, that's patented, right, by Monday, the first 10 seconds?
Yeah, that's what he does. I mean, he gets off to these quick starts, and then guys start digging out of the hole sometimes. When we talked to Coleman Scott, the UNC head coach this week, he said he thought this weight class in the ACC had 5 legitimate top 12 guys and possible All-Americans at the NCAA championships.
Quick point back for Bullard.
Back on that roll, they start the third period at 141 pounds. A 13-4 lead for Pittsburgh's Cole Matthews.
It was only fitting that Ryan Tice would get the consolation final for 165 because without question it was the weight class that you picked to start the show, and it's only fitting that we have this matchup before we make way for tonight with Sean and Rock. Looking forward to that.
And that's going to be a good one between Jake Wenzel and Jake Keating. Pittsburgh and Virginia guys going at it, but this is a good one too with the Tobacco Road rivals, NC State and UNC. No points on that one. But that was a close one. See Kennedy Monday trying the toe drag.
Another NCAA qualifier in 2021. EIAA champion as a freshman in 2015. A high school where you had
Thomas Bullard, Kennedy Monday, back to their hand fight. And Monday is just so long. I remember when he started his career, he was wrestling at 149 pounds with that length. It was unbelievable. Moved up to 157, and now at 165, he still looks long.
He does. He does, and when he is able to stand up and use the power of his legs with that long torso, broad shoulders, he's tough to handle.
Bullard trying to dig that underhook, see if that can help him get to his offense. And I think blood time on Kennedy Monday, maybe? Yeah, it looks like his nose might be leaking a little. And you see Adam Hall in the corner of Thomas Bullard trying to show him how he wants him to use that underhook. Donnie Vincent also in the corner for the Wolfpack.
Thomas Bullard, 17 and 19 qualifier, 2020 All-American. Comes out, got a leg lock on Monday.
Yeah, and this is where Bullard's dangerous, creating those scrambles and getting funky. But Monday's got it scouted out. He's wrestled Bullard enough that he knows what to expect.
Gets those long legs away from Bullard. Bullard's got one of them in his hand, and they'll stop it there.
Bullard just runs out of time. I said nose earlier. It looks like that's Kennedy Monday's lip. Actually, that's bleeding, I think. That was Thomas Bullard's best chance to score so far. He was in deep after that scramble, just ran out of time.
57 pounds. These two wrestlers are already headed to the NCAA Wrestling Championships, along with Aiden Riley of NC State.
Tonight on ACC Network, the 165 final. Couple of Jakes, as you already mentioned, Ryan. Jake Wenzel, the top seed from Pitt. Jake Keating, of course, Sky Lewis sitting this one out. The national champion from a couple years ago as a freshman. Amazing, right?
Yeah, there's not many guys that do that as true freshmen. Bullard started that period on bottom, got a quick escape. And there he goes, digging for those underhooks again. Monday with 2 overhooks, trying to get a throw on.
There's a little bit of pressure here because of the Lewis DQ.
And Bullard hit for stalling on that Kennedy Monday shot. Monday's got his leg up. And Bullard's going to try to create a scramble, dives under. This is where Bullard's at his best.
Yeah.
He's going to try to sit and put Monday in danger. Monday knows exactly what to do there, but Bullard's very close to a takedown.
Yeah, he's there. Wow. So now we have to see how Monday responds because...
And that's going to be, like we saw earlier, the illegal kickback. That's what the controversial call was in the duel match. Bullard gets called for it again. He can't come off his legs when he's doing that. That's going to be a point for Monday. Right here when he lifts both legs up, both feet off the mat, excuse me, that's what's going to do it.
.35 seconds remaining here in the second. Kennedy Monday down 1. Monday trying to roll out of it. Hanging on.
And it looks like we're locked hands call from the secondary referee against Bullard. 2 penalty points for Kennedy Monday in this one. That's going to tie things up. And really now 24 seconds left in this period. Thomas Bullard really cannot give up and escape. I think they're probably looking at the clock, maybe.
Trying to confirm riding time is what we understand from the truck.
And Thomas Bullard finally finds a way to get a takedown against Kennedy Monday. And on top, his best position, he ends up giving away 2 penalty points.
So you nailed it with the locked hands. Now they're updating the score, and there you see it. Monday with those 2 points from Bullard, and we're all tied. 24 seconds, you got to believe Monday's going to try to get up and get on his feet here, right?
Yeah, right away. On cue, he's up to his feet. This is going to be huge if Bullard can ride him out.
I'm surprised Monday went down to his feet to try to release.
And you see Bullard with that leg in, the way he's got it, he's going to be able to ride out this period on top. Monday's got choice in the third period. I'm guessing he's going to go neutral. And that's the call. That's the choice. So Thomas Bullard's going to have to find a way to get another takedown.
And you wonder if one is enough.
They started neutral in the third period and match
And the way these guys have been wrestling,
Monday for the
you never know.
Thomas Bullard for the Wolfpack, the winner.
It's a risk-reward situation now too, right? You take a shot. Sometimes you become vulnerable when you're talking about the level of these two wrestlers. So we'll see who's going to take that risk, who's going to get rewarded.
And keep in mind, Thomas Bullard has been hit for stalling once already this match. Kennedy Monday has not. So he's got a stalling call to give. Because he's the guy I would be, like you were saying, most cautious about shooting in, because Bullard's able to create such good scrambles.
Kennedy Monday, a 20-win season a year ago as well, at 165 pounds. Has placed in a pair of notable events.
Monday starts low and then ends up high against Bullard. There's a whole lot of strength up high for Bullard.
Yeah, there's a lot of room to shoot on those long legs as well. And look at Monday. I love how he's shooting.
Yeah, there's the leg. Now it's about position. Monday.
Thomas Bullard trying to create a scramble here, see if he can.
There it is. No, not yet. Monday waiting. There it is. His right leg is still hooked by Bullard.
Yeah, Bullard still got that leg lock, but he's not in a great spot to create an offensive scramble that he can score off of. And now he is. If he can limp arm that left arm out and go to the far hip. Monday's doing a great job, though.
He is, yeah. He just leaned into him with his right hip, right?
Yeah, and putting all that weight on him, not allowing Bullard to get in position for that limp arm. And this might be how this one ends. Never mind. Stalemate.
Monday was in position. Got to give Bullard credit for hanging on as we're walking our way up to some extra time here. Shot coming from Monday.
And that's a smart move by Monday, just shooting. He knows he's got a stall call to give, but he pulls it out. We are heading to sudden victory.
Just 1 second to.
Oh, I thought they had a. There
now
it
we're
goes.
good.
Okay.
Yep. Based on their styles, who do you like in sudden victory?
Monday's been the more offensive guy. But the thing is every time Monday shoots, Bullard can create a scramble, and that's when he's most dangerous.
Yeah, really, the only time Bullard wasn't ready for it was the opening seconds. Double leg for Monday. Now Monday again, though, just can't get that leg release. Bullard rolls over. Monday in the same position. Now Bullard comes from behind. Monday going to try to hang on.
They should be doing a danger count.
Throw. And there it is.
A preemptive. That brick came out so early before there was even a takedown awarded. Thomas Bullard creating offense off of his opponent's shot once again. And I guess maybe Carolina, with the timing of the brick throw, is trying to say that Kennedy Monday had the takedown there. I'm not sure. No control was established at that point, in my opinion. And it's so hard to create a scramble off of a double leg shot like Kennedy Monday took there. But Thomas Bullard is just so good at it. Looks like we've got a call. And it is 2 points.
So Bullard.
For Thomas Bullard. He wins. He is going to nationals.
So will Monday join him? You've got Lewis as well. I can't imagine the NCAAs without Kennedy Monday. Big time disappointment.
Yeah, with those, he has 2 wins over Thomas Bullard this year. I think that creates a very strong case for Kennedy Monday to get a wild card, but credit to Thomas Bullard. Lost to Monday in the regular season, lost to him in the first round today. Comes out and pulls out the sudden victory win.
All right, congratulations to Mr. Bullard advancing to the Nationals. We're going to step aside and come back and bring you the 184 Consolation Final. It's the 2021 ACC Wrestling Championships right here on ACC Network Extra.
Nick Reynolds from NC State will take on the third seed from Carolina in Max Shaw in the 197-pound third place Consolation. Final match on this mat. How apropos for it to be State and Carolina in Reynolds Coliseum. For the folks that...
These two have not met each other this year either. Isaac Trumbull was wrestling during the year.
Yep.
He actually pinned Max Shaw in a body lock in the closing seconds. So it should be interesting. Shaw looked solid his last match.
I think Renan has really surprised a lot of people here today, winning his first round match against Andy Smith.
Yeah, Renan's I believe a fifth-year senior. Real experienced. So hopefully finish with a third place finish here.
That'll be huge for NC State as far as the team points go.
Last slide by, but nothing yet. No points on that.
And they'll reset. NC State in the team score category with a commanding lead over Virginia Tech. Carolina just a point and a half behind Virginia Tech. That's as of an hour ago. No score just yet through the first minute and 20 seconds. As Nick Renan making a move.
Look for a body.
Shaw trying to counter.
Spin. Don't see those moves yet, but it looks like he's running over into a.
Now who's
down of his zone? This is a Carolina move here. I'm not sure. Renan's holding on, but Shaw's got those legs trapped.
I was going to ask who is at the advantage right here.
I think Shaw. Renan's in a position where he's holding on. He's got to bail there. Shaw was able to take his feet off the mat. If you're on your butt, you don't have your feet to drive off of. You're very limited.
They're going to give a 2-point takedown to Max Shaw, and they almost flashed a 2-point takedown earlier for Nick Renan, but he did not finish it, as you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So down to the final minute here in period number 1. And I think we may have a blood timeout. And we will. Max Shaw, a little blood coming out of his nose. It's not a wrestling championship without a little blood, Nick.
No, this normal stuff. That is as expected in wrestling. A bloody nose, bloody lip, all that type of stuff.
What was did you ever have issues with bleeding or anything?
I was not. I think I had one bloody nose in my entire wrestling career. Something that never really happened to me. Bloody lips, and then I started wearing a mouth guard, and that kind of stopped too. So I've been lucky, knock on wood, without those type of injuries.
You see a lot of scratches.
Yeah, scratches happen. Sometimes.
Are you supposed to cut your nails?
Yeah, they do. They do nail checks at weigh-ins. Usually you find out if you got a scratch when you get in the shower after the match starts burning. You're like, Pull back quick. You got scratched somewhere.
Reenan got the escape as we end the first period. And what'll be the final match on mat 1? They flip the coin. And Nick Reenan will take the down position. Down 2-1. And Max Shaw, as you mentioned earlier, did not wrestle against Reenan.
There's Reenan sealing off, getting the escape, tying the match back up.
So 2-2. Again, Reenan, the redshirt senior. He actually returned to freestyle action for the first time in 2 years this year, competing at the 2020 U.S. Senior Nationals, went 2-2 with a 97-kilogram weight class. Last year missed the majority of the season to a knee injury. And he moved up to the 197-pound weight class. There's a stall warning on Carolina as Reenan staves off an attack.
Shaw in on the shot line is going to want to pivot up
and another stalemate will reset back to the middle of the floor. And Reenan looking to qualify for the NCAAs at a third weight class. He did it in 2017 at 174, in 2019 at 184.
Got at the same time, and Reenan threw him too far. Threw him right out of the position.
Little collision there. Looked like they bumped heads. Hopefully everybody's okay. And another, more blood. Who does that? Obviously, this is an opportunity too. They're trying to stop the bleeding, but it also gives Nick Reenan a chance to rest. Same thing for
Max. if you're the guy that runs on that fatigue factor and you can fatigue your opponents out, like someone like we just saw Cody Howard, you really don't want these breaks. But if you're someone that can take the direction good and fatigue really isn't an issue in your matches, or that's not something you normally capitalize on, it's really a non-factor. But sometimes it does when blood really gets out of hand, or injuries limited in the time, but blood or long reviews, that really throws off the rhythm of matches. You'll see it take a 5-6 minute break, and it's like almost the match restarted.
And Reenan trying to put another NCAA qualifier into the mix for NC State.
Attacks together with that slide by and finishing out in a body lock position where he's very comfortable in.
So they will end the second period knotted up at 2. Max Shaw will start the down position. And so theoretically, you have to assume that Shaw will get out. You hope not if you're a State fan. He lets him out, and here we go.
Shaw has one stall warning already. So he's up by a point, and Reenan needs to score a takedown or work to put another stall warning on him. Riding time's not a factor, so we'll see how this one goes.
And they'll call a stalemate. And I think more blood. Now I got to clean off the mat. You can even see blood splattered on the mat.
Yeah. So something like this is I would say maybe helps Shaw a little bit.
Yeah, because Reynolds.
Yeah, to kind of regather himself on what he needs to be doing and give his coaches a second to direct him a little bit. But but at the same time, Reynolds getting direction too.
Yeah.
So
it almost seems like, in a way, it's kind of like I'm using another sport as a comparison here, but like, you know how in basketball, teams up 3 with like 6 seconds left, 7 seconds left, or 10 seconds left, they'll foul them when they have a foul to give, because then that cuts the time in half, and then they have to reset. It's almost like that situation here.
Yeah, similar to that, or even like icing the kicker almost. Just thinking about it a little bit more, but without that controllingness of being able to pull a timeout, just kind of throw the rhythm of it all off. Here's Shaw, surprised with that shot in. He's looking to score here. Reynolds got to keep that head covered. He's going to look to get his hips off the mat, but Shaw's trying to stay parallel.
They give him the takedown. So Shaw at 5-2, 50 seconds to go.
What was? Oh, stalemate. Stalemate or more blood? What was it? Probably more blood. Bill Kelly just sticking the whole towel in his face.
I mean, at what point though? I mean, you can't help it. His nose is bleeding, right?
No, you can't help it. At this point, Shaw wants to keep the match going. I think Shaw wants to keep the match going and prevent Reynolds from getting a fresh start on things. You want to keep your momentum being carried over right into the top position rather than, okay, let me catch my breath, let me regather. What do I need to do? You want to keep it rolling and let that 50 seconds burn out.
So if Reynolds can get out quickly here, he's just about, he was close to it a second ago. Now he just, Reynolds not happy about it. It felt like he was still in bounds, but they call him out. And so 36 seconds to go. Just if I'm Reynolds, I got to be a little frustrated too. No rhythm.
Yeah, it's tough to get a rhythm going. But that's, all right. Wrestling matches go that way some days.
Here we go.
He's got that one takedown to get here, and he's got 27 seconds. And Shaw can really give up one stall point and still win. So
you can see his gauze fell out of his nose. Reynolds trying to get the takedown with 10 seconds to go. Can he finish it?
Have something. Nothing yet called. That arm is still in the way.
3, 2, no.
Wow.
How Shaw survived that, I don't know.
Great flexibility and being able to keep that arm back from preventing Reynolds from getting behind, and Reynolds really threw it all at him.
Nick, I've enjoyed it. Just your final thoughts on the whole day.
It was fun. I'm looking to getting home and getting comfortable on the couch for these finals and hopefully watch my Wolfpack come over with the championship tonight. That'll do it here from Reynolds Coliseum for the consolation rounds. For Nick Wadzowski, I'm Chris Hook saying so long, as we'll have the ACC Wrestling Championships on the ACC Network at 7 o'clock. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.